There's this person that commented that you should do what if Deku was in SEO. So I'm gonna do two of these, and this one, because I don't want to just go through the story with pretty much like, what if Kyoto had Hiko. Oh my god, I can't say it right, I swear. I usually say the name right. Kirito was like Deku, but if the person comments again, says that or people like say that they wanted like it to be in there. So if somebody comments that or like likes the video enough, and I'll post other parts if you. It's gonna depend on how many people viewed it. So if there's 15 people that viewed it, it's gonna be, well, that's like the most people I think I ever got viewed on at once. And these videos, it's gonna be a 20-minute video and stuff. So the person has to comment if he wants the one to be in the, like, what if Deku was in it, and he has to like it, of course. If I don't see like just one like, then I'm not doing it. And I better see at least 2 likes on this video if you want another part and stuff. So I'm gonna start it off. So it's kind of going to be like, what if I skipped F-Face SEO? But what's going to happen is that he's going to have the powers of it. He will not have a quirk, I'm going to say, because people are generating quirks, and this went into his nervous system, triggering his brain to make a quirk based on what he learns. So he's like the most OP character, and he can stand while people are striking him. People with swords strike him. So his actual body will turn into like a video game body. And I'm going to say, because whenever he left, I'm going to say all the reactors of physical pain was like regular after that. So if somebody gets their arm sliced off, gets his arm sliced off. So it's going to be kind of like really OP regeneration. Because like, I'm going to say All Might's punches are like going to do nothing because his regeneration ability is like off the charts. He can use a sword. I'm going to say the inventory that he has it now. So all the gold's real, I'm going to say. So whenever he gets out of this, Inko, I'm going to say she gets 6 because she's stressed out and stuff. So he has all this gold and stuff. I'm just going to say it was gold in there. I'm going to say he puts it on bidding for, I'm going to say, he sells some, he pays it, then he gets on like rich websites across the world and sells it. And I'm going to say he found somebody that will and to where they can have gold stuff. So he gets a lot of money from that. And yen, of course. So I'm not sure how much a yen is, but I'm gonna say like 1 billion yen's like $1 million. So I'm gonna say he has 1 trillion yen. How about that? So Inko gets better and all that. So his quirk cannot be canceled because his physical body's actually like a game body and stuff. So he technically doesn't need food anymore, I'm gonna say. He just needs ones and zeros. He does need food, but he does, so he can have like a full meal and that can last him for a month, I'm gonna say. It's kind of like how ghouls eat a whole body and they get their last for a month. But he gets one good meal, he lasts him for a month. So right now, he's just giving care of his mother. And he has all the skills and stuff, so he has the little star stream and stuff. So yeah, if you guys seen that notification, check out that dude's channel, Amazing Anime X, Anime God, Lazy What If-er, What If, all good YouTubers, and I think this is like Harry Fox that got started. And I was just like seeing his videos. I'm pretty sure he got subscribers by posting one Nuxtaku video on Gentai. And I was like, should I do that? Because that's kind of how he got popular, by people trying to search up his videos, the re-upload ones. So I'm like, should I do that? And that's how he got a whole bunch of views. And I was like, yeah, we'll do that one day. I'm waiting for that Gentai part, Gentai 6 or like 7, or I might just post all 4 of them and stuff. So he's on there. So he's practicing. He can still build up XP. I'm gonna say what happens is that the stronger somebody's quirk is, the stronger, more XP. He doesn't have to kill them, he defeats them. I'm gonna see that Bakugo classifying on his quirk. I'm gonna say they actually put in like physical data, saying like how strong his explosions can be, and like all that. So how strong his explosions can be, they put in all kinds of stats. I'm gonna say he's only a C+ ranked one, because he's not that strong, honestly. And so I'm gonna say he goes back to school, they go up to UA. Everybody doesn't know that he got his quirk, because I'm gonna say it's like just the end of the school year that he comes in. No, a month before. Bakugo didn't mess with him because he went through a lot, and like even Bakugo got standards apparently. So what's happened is, on the end, even though he has standards, Bakugo still gets mad and tries to stun Deku. I'm gonna say Deku sticks out his hand and a sword appears, and like Bakugo's like confused and like jumps back with an explosion. It's like, where'd you get that from? How'd you sneak in here without anybody noticing? It says, what you talk about, sneak? And he turns into pixels. It's like, have you been hiding your quirk all this long? And is that why you always were into games? Because I'm gonna say Deku was like really into games and stuff, RPGs. It says, I wasn't hiding my quirk. Apparently something happened whenever I was in the game that caused me to get a quirk. That's exactly what if I was in an RPG. I'm gonna say people know that he's defeated. He's the one that actually got everybody out of the RPG. People didn't really call him some people call him a hero, but other people are like, oh, he's just a gamer boy, man. All those fake heroes being softy and stuff, they're like, he can't handle being a real hero. I'm going to bump up the time to 25 because I kind of went on ranting about it. So he goes, wherever the sludge villain attacks him, he takes out his 2 blades. So you know how like sword skills kind of, I'm going to say he also has the powers from, what's it called again? SAO Season 2. And why I'm doing this is where he won't be as brilliant. I'm going to give him the power of a, what's it called? A elf, I'm going to say, for he has magical power. Wait, weren't they all elves or fairies or whatever? I'm not sure. But the green people, I'm going to say. I'm pretty sure they were, whatever one of them that has wind-based attacks. So I'm going to say he joined those people. I'm going to say they had wind-based attacks to add to the sword. So he has a fusion of both of them together. So what I'm going to say, any games that he plays on the Nerve Seer set, so I'm going to give him Gun Gale, the Fairy one, and Sword Art Online, Gun Gale Online, fairies online and stuff. So he can shoot wind. I'm gonna say because he went back in the game to play it some more, so he can pretty much pull out a machine gun on people if he really wanted to, and add magic to it, and add in like a pebble sword skill that you see in the beginning, increasing the strength, durability, and speed. Pretty much an OP Gallic gun and stuff. So that happens. He defeats the sludge villains with his sword and like a sword skill and wind add on to it. Swinging it with like a red wind coming off of it, I'm going to say, with the sword skill on. Throwing back the sludge villain, exploding it. All Might sees this. He asks what his quirk is. He says he technically wasn't born with this quirk. Somehow, like, his quirk manifests when he was stuck in the game, causing his quirk to be based off of the certain game consoles. And he says Sword Art Online. He's like, he notices this kid that defeated it. So you have the powers of the game, and you're the strongest characters. He's the only person that got the power of the game, I'm gonna say, because he is special compared to most people. So he's on. All Might, congratulations. I'm gonna say he grabs onto All Might, but instead of like holding off for dear life, so he only jumps on with like his one hand on his foot whenever mostly All Might doesn't notice him, because he's like, I'm gonna say there's like this body buffing thing, right? Like stats, kind of speed stats, strength stats, and all that affect how strong your body is and how weightless it is. So theoretically, if he lit somebody can about throw him with like their own regular human adult can throw him about like 15 feet away, like more like if somebody was throwing a ball if he lit them, but if he uses his strength to hold them down, they can't. So All Might doesn't notice him. He gets on. I'm gonna still say the sludge villain does get lost. He asks, can you be a hero with this? And he says, number one hero. He sees what you can do with long range of moves. He asks him for all the details I already explained. He says, you can, but you're most likely just gonna be a number 2 hero, because he thinks nobody's quirk can be as strong as mine. Because he's kind of like that. The only reason why he's next to deku is because he had a quirk. Do you notice how mean he was? He kind of was, actually. So yeah. All Might doesn't give him the quirk. He gives it to Mirio. Mirio can use 30%. No, he tries to give him to him after he saves Bakugo by using the sword wind hand strike, exploding it, speeding up, grabbing Bakugo, ripping him back, and jumping backwards, making the sword disappear. They say you shouldn't have did that, but they thank him for saving him. Bakugo's yelling at him that I didn't need your help. Deku, you're worthless. He can't say he's worthless because he has a quirk, which I think Deku could have, if he trained physically, beaten all those people out of school with those lame quirks. And the lame quirks can probably hold them back and stuff, because the eyes, he could grab them, stab them out, something like that, if he really wanted to. I feel like anybody with a knife, because creation quirks, people are like, oh, they're strong, but I'm like, it's just a knife. Theoretically, they can like spam infinite ammo, but they're mostly based off of body fat, so they can't really just like, oh, I can make infinite ammo. No, they can't. And stuff. And the dude with the molding quirk that he put on the Nomu, the little tracker, I feel like he could be a villain, molding people's hands together and molding their faces all over their body. kind of like killing their brain by molding their skull, just squishing the brain by one touch, if it was that strong enough. So he trains. Mike tries to give him a quirk, he says no. He says, then who should I give it to? And he's like, did you have a first person I should give it to? He says, there was this one person recommended Mirio, and he said, have you bet him? He says no. And he was like thinking you were going to give your strong quirk to somebody that you never met and stuff. And all that. And all that, so that happened. And all that. So they go on. They meet Mirio. They spar. So Deku doesn't use his sword because he doesn't use weapons on people who are that innocent. So he uses his hand. So I'm gonna say he looks at somebody and he can see what their quirk does and their time limit and all that. And I'm gonna say he can notice whenever he uses a quirk, because holding your breath can damage you. So I'm gonna say his health kind of like moves downwards, so he knows whenever he's activating it and stuff. And I'm gonna say where it says promotion, it glows red when it's activated. So it doesn't really work. So whenever he does that little eye trick, I'm gonna see what he does is that he goes for a kick to the crotch area, and then he does his whole body without thinking, because if somebody's gonna kick you, you just try to do whatever you can to help to avoid that. Say that he falls through, then he instantly stops, launching himself up whenever Deku punches him in the head, in the face, knocking him to the ground. He wins. Nadia's impressed. They explain his quirk. Go do the entrance exam. He goes to the entrance exam. Because I'm gonna say he does just as good, because he doesn't really have to train that much. Because the only way he can really train is by battle experience and stuff. So he can do like a little push-ups and practice his moves, but to get his grades back up from the years that he missed, he gets the same and all that. He goes on. I'm gonna say he summons his swords and all that. He says no weapons allowed, because Ito didn't notice him like activate his quirk. He says I summon these with my quirks, so yeah, it's fine. He desummons them. He says it's alright. Sorry that I distracted you. He didn't meet Uraraka because I'm gonna say he kind of like darted in and kind of dodged everybody's vision. This is from Gun Gale's Online, where you know how they can see where everybody's kind of looking more like it, where they aim and stuff is where the prediction is. So he just dodges everybody like a ninja and all that. So he goes on and he pulls out his swords. He does one-hand strikes. I want to say he hasn't had two swords out, because he keeps on grabbing pebbles, launching them with the hand spells and all that. I'm going to say because he grinded. So I'm going to say he was 11 whenever he got stuck into the area. So he figured out what his quirk was, and he grinded to max out all the levels in every game. And he put back SEO back in, so he's maxed out on that now. So I'm going to say people know him as the savior of FSRU, and I'm going to say now, if you wanted to, he can speedrun the whole thing and defeat the 10 boss and the person that Yuki defeated. He can defeat that dude easily and stuff. So he's destroying robots with pebbles, throwing them Hanson spells really quickly and stuff. But because his healing is a combining of all three of them, I'm going to say, is that his healing's off the chart, so it's kind of like Bond healing level. But he still ages, I'm going to say. And because people can't really kill him by like slicing off his head, because I'm pretty sure in SEO you can't slice somebody's head off unless their like health is really down. And nobody else can see how much health he got, and he has health healing potions and stuff. I'm gonna say healing potions you can use on outside people, but they don't know the full extent. I'm gonna say the highest healing potion can heal All Might because you can see the health and stuff. It's kind of like a full restore, I'm gonna say. Or it full restores All Might from any injuries and stuff. He goes on, he saves Ordoraka by slicing it. Says it's gonna be a 25-minute video. So he gets to UA, everybody's looking at him. I'm gonna say he's wearing, his costume is like the black cloak and stuff. Because he can already activate him, and I'm gonna say his clothes can't be like, they regenerate, I'm gonna say. And they can't really be scratched, I'm gonna say also. So he wears that when he goes out, and he says, why are you wearing that instead of the US uniform? He says because he doesn't want all your clothes to get ripped from using your quirks. He says that this is made from my quirk, and it can't really be destroyed if my arm gets sliced off, it'll disappear, but it'll regrow whenever my health restores. He's confused. He gets a short explanation that says his is like a game, his quirk's like a game console. And he already figures out his name and who he is. Because every hero, he's like connected to the web, so he knows every hero's name and what their hero name is. So he already knows that it's Racerhead, so you can even erase my quirk Racerhead. He's confused that he knows already who he is. He does the ball throwing, all that. He ends. He's just using his swords to kind of strike the ball. I said it was going to be 25, but there's nothing really to the fitness exam, so goodbye.